What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bailey Kramer, and in this video, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about Furnished Finder. Now, if you're just stumbling upon this video, please know that I have a completely free course here on YouTube going over all the ins and outs of mid-term rentals. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So Furnished Finder is a website that, if you've heard of mid-term rentals, you've probably heard of Furnished Finder. It's primarily a site where travel medical professionals go to find housing, and real estate investors like myself, and maybe like you, will go to list our properties to attract travel professionals. So if you're a real estate investor, then I want to show you a couple different ways that you can actually use Furnished Finder. Of course, you can list your property on here. That's pretty self-explanatory, but there's a couple tools and resources that you can use on Furnished Finder to help you and your property succeed. The first one is if you go over to the resource button and you go over to property owner resources, and if you go ahead and scroll down, we're going to see something that says, get the travel nurse demand in your area free report. So go ahead and click on that. And what you can do here is put in your city. So let's just say, just for the sake of it, we're going to put in Muncie, Indiana. And I'm going to press on I agree and view stats. What this is going to do is it's going to show us all the data on Furnished Finder for this particular city. Now, of course, you can put in the city you're invested in, or if you're doing research, this can 100% help you. So if you scroll down, we're going to see that there were 8,449 map searches and housing requests for the Muncie area in the last 12 months. And I'll show you actually what this whole housing request thing means. And I'll show you inside my Furnished Finder account here in a second, but that is quite a bit. And then there were map and property listing page views of 18,000, which again is quite a lot. And then if we keep going down, here's some of the data that's going to help you figure out what type of property you do want. How much can you charge for your property? So you can see that there's 32 rentals here in the city. 3 of them are rented by the room and the other 29 are entire houses. Okay. And then if you go to the whole place pricing, we can see what people are charging. 41% of the units are charging between $1,500 and $2,000 a month. 24% are charging between $2,000 and $2,500 a month. 10% is charging more than $2,500. And then 24% is charging between $1,000 and $1,500. And then if we keep on going down, you're going to see that here are the top travel nurse specialties in Muncie. So this is just cool to see what type of doctors actually come to this area. Now you're going to see a lot of things. I'm going to talk a lot about things about travel nurses and traveling medical professionals. One thing I do want to note though, is I get a lot of bookings from insurance companies through Furnished Finder. So even if your property doesn't even fit the bill for traveling medical professionals, I 100% recommend that you're still on Furnished Finder. All right, so now that we went through this tab here, let me go ahead and log in and show you the inside of my account so I can show you a few tips and tricks there. All right, so I'm in my account now and I'm in the main tab that actually matters here, which is the tenant leads tab. So here, what you're gonna see are anytime that somebody inquires about your property or inquires about coming to the area in general, this is where you're gonna see it. So we have direct booking inquiries. This means that these people saw my listing, clicked on it, and inquired directly with me. You're going to see unmatched housing requests. So this means that these people here essentially put in their information to Furnished Finder and said, hey, I'm coming to this area. But the reason why it's unmatched is because they have some criteria that doesn't actually align with my property. That could be the price, the unit count, or maybe it's the fact that they're looking for a house instead of an apartment, or anything that doesn't perfectly line up between us. Now, one huge mistake that I see so many people do is they'll say, oh, Bailey, Furnished Finder's so bad. I get so many unmatched housing requests. It's all these unqualified leads. And that is complete nonsense. Okay. Trust me, you're seeing it right here. I get tons of unmatched housing requests and I delete them. So this is only a very small percentage of what I've actually gotten from here. And what I do is I reach out to every single one of these leads. And I have signed many leads from this unmatched housing requests tab, because think about this. Have you ever filled out a form and said that your budget is way lower than what you'd actually pay? Probably, right? That's what a lot of these people do as well. So what I do when I reach out to these people is I ask them, hey, just saw your inquiry come through. I saw that you're coming to the blank area. Just wanted to confirm, is this your budget? And is this the amount of people coming? Because sometimes people lie and people are just lazy on the forms. Reach out to every single one of these people. I promise you, you will land people this way. Another thing that I like to do besides just reaching out to people directly on Furnished Finder is I like to give them a call and email them, because Furnished Finder is not the easiest platform in the entire world to navigate and get notifications from. And these travel nurses are more used to probably getting text messages and emails from people. So I message them on Furnished Finder when they inquire, but I also will text them, call them, and email them if their information is present, like you do see here. Next, let's hop into the search our map feature. So this is something that kind of pairs up with the first thing that I was talking about, where you can actually find the other properties right on the map. For example, here, I just put in Muncie, Indiana, because that's what we were talking about before. And then if we scroll down, you're going to see the amount of properties that they have and also the availability date. So this is for people moving in January 22nd. If I put it out to, let's just say February 1st, okay, that number goes down. So just something to note there. But this is also a really good tool too, if you're a brand new investor or even if you're experienced, because you can see where the properties are actually located that people are at. So if we zoom in, we're able to see how much they're charging, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, all that stuff. Now, the one downside I would say to Furnished Finder, which there's an easy hack around this, so hear me out here. One downside is you can't really tell reviews on Furnished Finder. No travel nurse really leaves reviews. It's just something that's not common on the platform for whatever reason. What I like to do instead is, if I'm looking at, let's just say this area right here on the map, and I see, okay, there's 3 properties here. This one's charging this much. This one's charging this much. Okay. What I like to do is I like to go to Airbnb. And then what I like to do on Airbnb is search for the city and then zoom into that exact same area that I was talking about. All right. So it looks like we are right, that area up here. And what I like to do is I like to click on the properties. And then from here, I'm able to see, okay, this one has 5-star review, 21 reviews. Okay, this one, which is in the same neighborhood, has 5-star review, 72 reviews. Then what we can do from here, if we go even farther, is click on them, read what the reviews actually say, read what the reviews say about the location of the property. And then from there, I'll say, okay, if these 3 properties have 5-star reviews and everyone's raving about the location, then I know that these properties here that don't necessarily have reviews on Furnished Finder, I can know at least that the area is good, because on Airbnb, people are saying the area is good. So 99.9% of the time, it's going to be the exact same for Furnished Finder. Now, of course, one thing to note that is on Airbnb, part of the review is on the property itself. So people might say, oh, it's outdated, it's this, it's that. So what I'm really more focused on is the location, what people say about the location and the neighborhood, rather than the property itself. So that is a quick rundown of Furnished Finder, how I use it, how I recommend you guys use it. And trust me, if you want to get into the midterm rental space, Furnished Finder is an absolute no-brainer, whether you're going for travel nurses, I've got insurance companies through here, travel construction crews, you name it. There are more and more people searching on Furnished Finder. I'm not sponsored by them. I genuinely just get a ton of value out of them. So if you're not already on them, I highly recommend them. And that's all we got for this video. If you got value or know someone who get value from this video, feel free to send it their way, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.